You won't find Velcom on any tourist must-see list, but if you have high-octane coursing through your veins, then this mining town has a real gem, Phakisa Raceway. Opened back in '99, it was played host to the best in the world on two wheels as a regular stop on the MotoGP calendar in the early 2000s. Valentino Rossi said you have to be brave to win here, and it's no different on four wheels, as the GT SUPERCUP competitors were about to find out. Phakisa Freeway first timer Dr. Nara Narasmulo takes on a lap of discovery into the very late apexing turn 1.
Yeah, it's a really good track to start off on. It's not as technical as Kyle Army, but it's a great track, yeah.
It's a lovely track, it's fast, and even the bumpiness of it in some areas is also quite exciting.
The Boot is one of the famous corners on the 4.24 kilometer circuit. Exiting the right-hander starts the build-up to the fast back section of the circuit.
It's got some nice straights. Some tricky corners.
It is a fast and flowing circuit, but it is the compound corners that make this track so challenging, like the double right-hander as you head on to the long back straight.
The back straight and the front main straight, foot straight are excellent straights for us to actually stretch our legs.
My best part of the racetrack is the back straight. We carry around about, till the end, we're getting about 225.
And this is where the brave are rewarded on the stopwatch, the super fast and committed turn 9.
The best part of the track I find to be the end of the back straight. Always challenging. I can never get it right. And always plan and think this is how it's going to be done. But once you get there, everything else fails.
The fast double right-handers spit you out into the heavy braking zone for turn 10, a popular overtaking spot. And then it's a short run up to the final left-hander, which takes you onto the start and finish straight. Key here is carrying as much speed on the exit. So what is the GT SUPERCUP? Founder Afzal Musa brings us up to speed.
Look, we're 8 years running, strong, and GT SUPERCUP is basically a place where you become friends for life. With the excuse of coming to race. It doesn't just include a particular brand. We're open to everyone. As you can see, I'm driving a BMW today, whereas I drove Porsches before. And you'd have a variety of cars and different level of driving skills. And they learn from each other and develop. 99% of the guys that are here today are KZN guys. And we're going to travel 600 kilometers and come here. So hopefully GT SUPERCUP can initiate possibly a racetrack in KZN. But Phakisa is our home track. It's the best in the country as far as I'm concerned. So we got a world-class circuit right in our midst, and we got to use it. If you walk around the pits, everyone's buddies, and that's the most important thing. And we always say, if you lose the fun factor, throw in your gloves and stop racing. That's the most important thing, is to have fun at the racetrack.
Vitally important to the GT SUPERCUP organisers is ensuring rules and regulations are adhered to. Clerk of the course, Wally Pappas, lays down the law for the drivers, with driver safety an important part of the driver's briefing. So with all the paperwork out the way, it was time for race faces and sweaty palms, as final checks were done before the circuit was opened for the very first session of the day. It was no kicking back and relaxing for the marshals and medics, as they were called into action straight away. Over-eagerness and cold tyres catching Hussein Hassim out as he rolled his Golf into turn 3. Let's hope our competitors keep it on the black stuff in race 1. Andrew Colbert in his Porsche 997 GT3 Cup car set the pace on the flying start, closely followed by Nicky Dix in his Ferrari F430. Now the GT SUPERCUP sees competitors being split into two race groups, essentially according to car performance. So this race saw the predominantly race spec cars in the GT1, GT2 and GT3 classes on track for their first of 3 races for the day. Porsche clearly the dominant brand in this race, and out front it was Andrew and Nicky, both drivers with national experience, clearly in a race of their own. Andrew being put under a lot of pressure and having to go defensive as they head into the boot. Further back in the field was the battle of the two 996 GT3 Cup cars. Jiva Mudley putting Grandatoy under immense pressure through the super fast turn 9 at the end of the back straight. Well, it looks like that pressure might pay off. Jiva getting some great drive out of turn 11. Graham de Toy obviously going to be shutting the door into turn 1. Oh, but not enough. Jiva making the most of a slim chance and powering past Graham. Out front, and we were into the back markers. Is this the opportunity Nicky Dix needed to get past Andrew? Showing his nose into turn 1, but Andrew shutting that door and keeping the lead. Jiva was certainly someone on a charge, powering through the field. This time it was Mo Mia's 996 GT3 in his targets. Let's be honest, not traditionally a place for overtaking, the double right hand onto the back straight, so Mo doing a great job holding on to his position as they power onto the back straight. Back markers certainly are going to make things interesting for our leaders as they make their way through. Yeah, we're back on board with Jiva. Mo leaving the door wide open, heading into the last left hand. Oh my word, shutting it quite firmly. I think looking back, both are going to go, wow, that was a lot closer than they would have wanted. This really is turning into a great battle. Mo not taking any chances, going super defensive into turn 1. Bizarrely, Jiva following him though, losing out on that opportunity of getting better drive out of the corner had he have stuck to the traditional racing line. Out front, Nicky looks closer than ever as they head on to the start finish. Andrew's going to have to go defensive, and he doesn't. He leaves that door open, seems to run a little bit wide. The Ferrari holding that tighter line and allowing Nicky Dix to power through and to take the first race win of the day. Let's look at the other positions. Andrew Colbert clearly in second position. In third position, Jonathan Schenkman in another Ferrari F430 with Sun Mudley and Rajin Naidu in their Porsches closing out the top 5. After the break, we meet a few GT Super Cup competitors and talk cars.